Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the regular public council meeting number 8. Date of today's meeting is June 15th at 5:30. So we'd like to welcome everybody who's joining us this evening via the live stream. And the link to the live stream can be found at www.holyrood.ca. So joining us this evening, we have Councillor King, Councillor Kim Gani, Deputy Mayor Curtis Buckle, and Councillor Roger Mayette. From staff, we have Steve Martin, Krista Turnbull, Gary Corbett, Marjorie Gibbons, and Robert. Is that Stacy or Bauer? That's Fire Chief. Fire Chief Bauer. Good to hear you, Fire Chief Bauer. Thanks for attending. Okay, so to kick off tonight's meeting, first thing we're going to do is a proclamation. A proclamation in recognition of Recreation Week. So the proclamation goes like this: whereas the community of Holyrood recognizes that recreation enhances quality of life, active living, and lifelong learning, helps people to live happier and longer, develops creativity, and builds healthier bodies and positive lifestyles. And whereas recreation provides opportunities for personal growth and development for people of all abilities and can be especially helpful to people living with disabilities. And whereas our parks, open spaces, and trails ensure ecologically sustainable, provide space to enjoy nature, help maintain clean air and water, and preserve plant and animal wildlife. Whereas recreation is an important contributor to our community's economic development, which creates jobs, fosters tourism, and makes communities a more attractive place to live, learn, work, and play. Therefore, the community of Holyrood does hereby proclaim the month of June to be Recreation Month. So that's the proclamation recognizing the month of June as Recreation Month. And recreation, as you all know, it's a big part of our town. We have some great recreation opportunities and programs, and it's something that the Recreation Committee and with the help of Steve and the team are always striving to keep improving on. So that's that. So let's get into the agenda. So I'd like to call the meeting to order, and can I have a motion to adopt the agenda, please?
Moved by the Deputy Mayor.
Councillor
Moved
King.
by the Deputy Mayor and seconded by Councillor King. Any discussion on the agenda? No? Okay, if no discussion, all those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Item 2, adoption of the minutes from the May 25th, 2021 meeting. So the minutes have been sent out to all councillors to review. Hopefully everyone has had the opportunity to review. Are there any errors or omissions in the meeting minutes from May 25th? I had a review of them. I didn't see anybody. Councillor Gani, have you had a review of them as well? Anything you found in them?
I have no issues with the minutes at all for me.
Okay. Sadie, how about yourself? You have
I'm good, Grim.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. So if there's no comments or errors or omissions, we'll adopt those minutes as tabled. So next is item 3 is business arising. Anybody have any business arising? Okay. There's no business arising. We will move to the mayor's update. So a couple of points this evening for the mayor's update. First one is anybody who went to our website this afternoon and downloaded or previewed the agenda for this evening, you may have noticed that the format looks a little different today. Basically what we're doing, we're moving to try, and this is on a pilot basis, some modification to our released agenda for public meetings. You will notice the agenda for this evening only includes the main topics. This modification is being trialed to try and provoke more detailed discussion at public meetings. We are trying to bring more of the discussion into the public realm to give residents a better idea of some of the initiatives that council are currently undertaking. Council will be asked going forward to become more involved in writing motions so they can put their personal touches on them. The minutes of public meetings will still contain the appropriate level of detail to capture the information correctly. We are hopeful this will bring a new feel to the public meetings, but I'm sure it will not be the last modification we make to these meetings. So that's the first point I'd like to bring to everybody's attention. This was not a mistake on anybody's part. We uploaded the wrong agenda. This is the way the agenda is going to look for this meeting anyway. Second point. So as mayor of the town, one of my duties is to speak on behalf of council. And as a part of that, tonight, council would like to deliver the statement in relation to the Beachhead Brewery application. As most people are aware, the town worked through an application with a group to build a microbrewery in our town. This application took a considerable amount of time and resources to gather the required information, and it was probably the biggest application this current council has had before us this term. This application also involved the potential divesting of a piece of town-owned property known as the festival grounds. To add to the complexity of this entire process, COVID protocols added additional layers that were never experienced before. Since the approval in principle was issued, the applicants have withdrawn their application and have moved their establishment to another municipality. Since this time, staff and council are continuing to receive feedback on how this application was handled. This feedback is being considered for how we approach future developments, but some of the feedback that is still being received is very condescending and aimed at specific staff members of our team. Allegations of bias and aggressive tactics are having a negative impact on the professional and personal lives of our staff, and this is not a behavior that council wants to promote nor accept. We did indeed have staff and some councillors that thought this development was a good thing for our town, and they put their blood, sweat, and tears into trying to make this successful by answering the questions that were posed to them by council and residents. Council believe it is the hard work and effort that is being perceived as biased and aggressive, but in actual fact, it was their passion to see this town achieve great things. We want our staff to be passionate. We want our staff to be hardworking. These are the traits that allow us to achieve great things. Council are the ones that continue to ask staff to keep seeking answers and proposing solutions to some of the queries that were coming from residents. At any time, by a majority vote of council, this process could have been stopped. We want to reiterate that this was a council decision to continue, not staff. We need to promote and provide a positive work environment for our employees. This is their right, and we need to have employees that feel valued so they continue to strive to make Holyrood a great place to live, work, play, invest, and visit. We now hope that this entire situation is behind us and we can all move forward in a positive direction collectively. So next point is on a bit more of a positive note. We would like to recognize 2 employees this evening from our Public Works team that over the past few weeks have retired. So tonight we'd like to acknowledge Mr. Wayne Putticum and also Mr. Jim Wall for their dedicated service to the town of Holyrood. Gentlemen, council and staff would like to wish you both many years of enjoyable retirement. Hopefully, you get to spend some extra time with family and friends and cherish each and every moment. My last point for this evening. So tomorrow morning, we will be releasing the salaries of our management staff and also our public works staff on the town's website. Council would like to make this information available to the public. Employees' names will not be found on this list, but rather the title of the position and the associated salary. So that's the mayor's update for this evening. We will move into correspondence. So the first point on correspondence is a letter we received back from Minister John Haggie. So some months ago, we wrote a letter to the minister in relation to the ambulance service in our area. It was identified by some people in our community, our fire department, and other stakeholders that the ambulance provider was doing a great job with the resources they had, but it was felt if they had some more additional resources, the service would be would improve immensely. So we took the initiative to write the minister and on their behalf lobby for more ambulance units. And in relation to that, here's the letter we received back, and I'll read this out. I'm writing in response to your letter expressing ongoing concerns over the quality of the ambulance service from 19310 NL Limited based in Holyrood. As you are aware, demand on the ambulance service from Holyrood to Paradise has increased significantly, along with the population growth in the region. I am pleased, therefore, to be able to provide you with an update on progress in regard to increased ambulance service funding allocations in your area. In my August 18th, 2020 reply to your town's concerns, I informed you that I had approved additional funding to 13910 NL Limited to increase ambulance availability in the region. Unfortunately, due to several unforeseen factors, including the COVID-19 pandemic, implications of the funding did not take place until March of this year. The company's staffing complement has now increased by 6.5 full-time equivalents, and recruitment is now in progress. It is my expectation that ambulance performance will improve accordingly. And that letter was sent to us by Minister John Haggie. So we're happy we could, write the minister on behalf of the citizens in the region and the ambulance provider. And we would like to think that we helped them get some additional funding and help out their cause. The next piece of correspondence is from the Municipal Assessment Agency. So we received a letter in the middle of May, and it's based on the 2022 property assessments. So I won't read through the full letter, it's a little lengthy. The overall gist is that Holyrood's average residential value decreased by 8%, and the total taxable value decreased by 6.7%. So those are the averages. So basically what this is going to translate into is a decrease in tax revenue in 2022 based on residential and commercial taxes. It's going to result in an increase of around $160,000. That's just a roundabout number. This may go up, may go down a little bit because not all the newly inhabited residences in Holyrood may have been captured in this assessment. But nevertheless, we are going to experience a shortfall in next year's revenue compared to this one. So it's something we'll be paying attention to in the upcoming budget consultations. Hopefully next meeting we can give the residents some update on when these budget consultations may begin. But again, we're going to have to focus on spending and how we make up the gap between tax revenues in 2021 and expected tax revenues in 2022. So that's correspondence as well. So we'll move on to planning and development. So Councillor Gani.
Thank you, Mayor. First item is the permit listing. Be it resolved to table and approve the attached permit listing. 19 permits were issued from May 18th to June 4th, 2021, and include permits for new builds, garage, general repairs, fences, occupancy, pool, paving, and permit to extend water and sewer line. And these are permit numbers 05-0357-21 to 06-0376-21. So moved.
Moved by Councillor Ganny. Could I have a seconder on this motion, please?
Counselor King.
Seconded by Councillor King. Discussion. Okay. If no discussion, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And against? Motion's carried.
The next item is Highland Ridge Road name changed. Be it resolved to change the road name of the cul-de-sac located at 9192B Conception Bay Highway, previously known as Highland Ridge, to Beaumont Place. So moved.
Motion is moved by Councillor Ganny. Could I have a seconder?
Deputy Mayor.
Seconded by the Deputy Mayor. Discussion.
I'd like to provide a little bit more detail around this one.
Okay, thank you.
So this motion of council to name a new road within its boundaries, Beaumont Place, is an appropriate and a symbol of honor to those from our community who fought in World War I. Council consulted with the Holyrood Heritage Committee on significant road name suggestions, and we'd like to thank them for collaborating with us on that. Beaumont Hamel, as we know it in France, was close to the front line and the center of many deadly enemy attacks. We are familiar with its name as it is most known to us as the place where the Battle of the Somme began on July 1st, 1916, where the Newfoundland Regiment was practically wiped out. The village of Beaumont Hamel was almost totally destroyed during continuing battles from 1916 to 1918. 7 soldiers from the Conception Bay Central area were killed in this battle of July 1st, 1916, one of whom was Private Augustus Penny, age 21, of North Arm, Holyrood. The names of other battles where more of our men or women fell will be used in future in street names as the town expands. And we'd also like to thank the Heritage Committee for compiling this information for us to share today.
Thank you, Councillor Ganny. Any other comments?
Yes, I'd like to suggest that we start a bank of names that we can choose from in future, because there are a lot of people in Holyrood and there were a lot of outstanding people who probably would have something named after them, and especially the Star and Sea and things like that. So we should be working as a group on a list of names that we can draw from when a new subdivision or a new lane or whatever comes up. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, Councillor King. Any specific thought, Councillor King, as to what we should concentrate on for names? Is it, more of Holyrood heritage names, or Newfoundland events, or what's your thoughts there?
Well, we have, I know we have the Hubert Keogh building, but there are some other people in council who probably we could name things after, who made an important contribution to Holyrood.
Right. Okay. Yeah, good points. Good points for sure. Hopefully there's some new road names or subdivisions in our town. Not, I don't know of any at the moment, but hopefully we'll see some in the future. Any other comments on that? Sorry, Kim. I cut you off.
Yep. Sorry. No. No. I was thinking. There are a lot of different options to consider when looking at naming streets or town names or what have you. And there are a number of notable athletes in this area as well who could be honored with a name after them, or anybody really who's contributed to the town in sports or arts or what have you. I think I say Councillor King's suggestion is a good one, and one that we should consider where we can honor people within our boundaries.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be an interesting initiative. So I guess we've talked about it now, so let's put a little bit of a plan in place as to how we actually get this done. So my thought would be to refer this to the Deputy Mayor, as he's the liaison with the Heritage Committee. So Curtis, if it's acceptable with you, I'd like to refer this back to you. You can have a chat with Linda and the committee. And get back to us in a few weeks with their thoughts on some road names, and And the really interesting part I like is the reason behind the road name. You know, it was interesting to hear that we picked Beaumont Hamel Place, but then also the connection it had to someone from North Arm who actually, you know, was in that conflict. So, you okay with that, Deputy Mayor?
Yes, of course, Mr. Mayor, thank you for asking me to do that task. And I think we've done a great job and this working with the Heritage to help us name this road. And as Councillor King indicated, you know, I mean, there's other people that we could look at. But I think, you know, I mean, we've started it and we've done good. And I think it's a great name for this road. And I think we should all work together and come together with a list of names so that we can have an idea of some names in a bank in case another road comes up in the near future. Thank you.
Yep, definitely. Okay. I guess we got to vote on this now, don't we? Did we vote on this, Kim?
No,
This was a
we
motion,
moved and
correct?
seconded.
Yeah,
Mhm.
moved and seconded. Okay. So based on the discussion, move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And against? Motion's carried. So the next item on the agenda, I'm actually going to declare a conflict here. I have a family member who works there. So I've disclosed this to council, and I'd like the deputy mayor to assume the chair. And Steve, if you can put me in the waiting room while this is being motioned and discussed, that'd be appreciated.
Okay, Steve, you can let me know when Kevin's in the waiting room there. All right, Councillor Ganny, you want to carry on with number C there on the planning and development, please?
Thank you. So this one is for the Hat Lounge outdoor patio. Be it resolved to approve the outdoor patio at the Hat Lounge, which was approved on a temporary basis in 2020 as a permanent structure. So moved.
Moved by Councillor Ganny. Do I have a seconder?
Counselor King,
All right, any further discussion on this motion?
I have some information to share. So all approvals last year for the temporary patio were in place. The fire department had inspected it as if it were a permanent fixture, and there were no issues or concerns brought forward to council as a result of the first year of operation. Approvals from Service Newfoundland and NLC would be required, and so we are putting this forward as for approval this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ganny. Any further discussion? If no further discussion, I'll call on the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those against? Motion carried. Steve, can we let the mayor back in, please? Mr. Mayor, it's all yours again.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, Councillor Gann, you want to continue with 17 Salmon Line?
Great. 17 Salmon Line for variance. Be it resolved to approve a variance for 17 Salmon Line to reduce the rear yard requirement to accommodate a residential home. The variance would allow a reduction in the rear yard from 12 meters to 10.8 meters, which falls within the 10% allowance under the Town of Holyrood development regulations. So moved.
Moved by Councillor Ganny. Could I have a seconder?
Deputy Mayor?
Seconded by the Deputy Mayor. Discussion.
So a variance notice was distributed to residents in the immediate area on May 25th, and there weren't any concerns received by the deadline date, which is why we're moving forward with recommending this for approval.
Okay. And just because I get this one mixed up a little bit. So when we have a variance like this, it's only the notices are only distributed to the adjacent property owners, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And location of this is roughly first part of Salmon Line, correct?
Yeah, it's towards Holyrood, the main drag there.
Right. Just before Tank Road, isn't it? When you're heading up
Yep.
Seminar Line. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Any other comments or questions from any councillors? Okay. So we've got the motion moved and seconded. So we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. And anybody against? Motion's carried.
Next item, beach dogs vending. Be it resolved to renew a permit for roadside vending for beach dogs vending located at the beach boardwalk for 1 year. So moved.
Moved by Councillor Ganny. Can I have a seconder?
Deputy Mayor.
Councillor Myatt.
Seconded by Councillor Mayette. Discussion.
This is Deputy Mayor. If I could make a comment,
Yep. Go ahead.
from business and marketing, I believe this is an added value to business sector for the town. Anytime, there's a motion there for a business in our town, I think is great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments?
I'll make a comment on this one as well. I know that this vendor who was on the boardwalk there last year, I think they did pretty brisk business when they were there, and the weather was good, and I think a very good response from both residents and visitors alike. So I think it's great that they've decided to come back and set up in our town.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely, we've gone up there a few times just for a hot dog, just to sit on the boardwalk, which is nice. It's a little amenity that's very nice to have in the town. Any what's your thoughts on it, Councillor King?
I think it's great. I think we need more of them around. Because you can't hardly go in anywhere now and sit down and have something, but it's nice when you can just stop by the side of the road and have a hamburger or a hot dog or whatever.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
true.
think
Whenever
we have more business in our town. Well, especially now with the assessments dropping, we need a lot of business to make up for that.
we do indeed, for sure. And anybody who goes, I recommend their caramelized onions, or they're quite tasty.
Oh, they are very good.
They are indeed. Yeah. Councillor Might, have you gone for a hot dog yet or what? No?
Nope.
No?
Not yet. Not really big on hot dogs. But like Sadie was saying, it's great to have it in the town, and
Definitely.
need more things like this as well, like a chip truck and stuff like that too, right? It would be a great amenity. I know that I've been stationed down there quite a few times. It's just nice to sit there and sit on the deck and have your meal and then go for a nice little walk after, and it's just a great thing to do in Holyrood.
Yep, agree. Any more comments? Okay. If there's no more comments, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Against? Motion's carried. Next, right back over to you, Councillor Ganny, for update on recreation and community events.
Thank you. So first item this evening, wanted to talk a little bit about the Tim Hortons 2-hour tidy. It was really a landmark event. This year we saw a substantial increase in participation with a total of 33 teams and 152 people. And that's compared to about 40 or 50 people last year. So a huge increase in the number of teams and people who came out to participate. Residents took to their property, neighborhoods, open green spaces to do some cleanup. There were convenient drop zones throughout the community to provide residents with easy access to drop off their bags. I know my family and I, we cleaned up in our immediate area and just dropped it right on down to the Irving there in North Arm, and it was perfect. We cleaned up as we went. We would like to thank everyone who participated so enthusiastically, and a really big thank you to Tim Hortons, who was a great community partner, for sponsoring this event. And you could see how enthusiastic people were from the pictures that were posted. They had kids involved and families, and it was just a really great community event. And we were just excited to see so many people come out and participate. And of course, there were prizes attached, and we want to congratulate the lucky winners. Stephanie Myers and Melody Walsh both won $300 each. And there were $10 gift cards that were offered up as well. And I'm not sure if they heard their names called, so I will quickly run through the list so that they can pick up their gift card at the town office. And those people are Casey Ganny, Dominic Penny, Allison Kennedy, Tyler Morgan, Michelle Byrne Maloney, Zealand Callahan, Kiona Walsh, Claire Fleming, Jeffrey Power, and Jamie Keogh. So congratulations to the winners, and thank you to everybody who came out to help clean up the town and make it a cleaner place for us to get out and around in. The next item is Canada Day. So Recreation is planning Canada Day celebrations for a full week, starting Friday, June 25th and ending Thursday, July 1st. So a full lineup of events will be announced via social media and our website tomorrow. It will be a combination of virtual events, individual family activities, and of course, we're going to finish up with a fireworks display on July 1st. We'd like to thank Heritage Canada for funding so that we can offer these events along with some really great prizes. So please look out for the details tomorrow because the prizes are really quite good for anybody participating in these events that we're going to have during Canada Day week. We'd also like to recognize that for those of us who are pet owners, fireworks can be frightening to our pets. Keeping this in mind, we'd like to share some tips to keep them safe and sound and to reduce potential stress associated with the fireworks. So this is from the SPCA. Walk them during daylight hours to avoid times when fireworks are likely to be set off. Close windows and curtains to muffle the sound of fireworks. Put on some music or TV to mask the firework sounds. Create a quiet space where your pet can feel in control. Create some hiding places around your home. Ensure their identification is up to date. And if you don't know how your pet will react to fireworks, best to keep them at home so they don't run off. So these are just some tips to hopefully keep our pets safe and sound during the fireworks. I know that my dog certainly doesn't like them, so we'll be watching them from a safe distance at home. Squidfest 32. I know that everybody's probably anxiously awaiting to hear what's going to happen for Squidfest this year. And of course, with the ongoing pandemic, we cannot have our usual Squidfest this year, but Recreation is working on a COVID-safe schedule of events to take place from July 14th to the 18th. And this schedule of events will be ready for launch on Canada Day. From a programming perspective, we're happy to announce that we will be having our Camp Ahoy summer program this year. It will be different, of course, again, due to the pandemic. But camp will operate for 8 weeks starting July 5th, and the details are available on our website at www.holyrood.ca/Camp Ahoy. Registration will be this Thursday, June 17th at 7 p.m. at the town office. And registration will initially be limited to Holy Cross students only. If there's space available after our initial registration, we will open it up to children from outside the area. The Timbits Minor Soccer Program registration numbers are approximately 155-ish, which is a significant increase from last year by about 50. The soccer will be held at the festival grounds this year while work is being completed to upgrade our soccer field. Under infrastructure, the Salmon Line Park Plan, Mills and Wright held a virtual public engagement session on Thursday, June 10th to discuss the project and listen to suggestions from the public. We did have a number of people register for that session and provide some valuable input to our consultant. And the survey has had a very good response from individuals as well. And now that the public consultation has been concluded, Mills and Wright are busy preparing a concept plan for the town, which will then be shared with the public. Holy Cross Park. The Recreation Committee is happy to announce the opening of Holy Cross Park this summer for swimming. There are a few minor details. Holy Cross Park will open July 1st, Thursday, on Canada Day. Full details will be available on our website as it relates to COVID precautions. We are happy to welcome the public back to this open recreation space for swimming this year. And finally, the community garden. Again, a large increase here. The Holyrood Community Garden has increased its membership to accommodate the number of people wanting to use the facility. There are now 56 active members and 28 planter boxes. Phase 1 of the Holyrood plot plan will start in the coming weeks with the planting of 31 trees in the area. A variety of tree species will be planted as this community space continues to be developed and improved. And those are the updates from recreation and community events.
Thank you, Councillor Ganny. Anybody have any comments or questions on the recreation update? Just a couple for myself, Councillor Ganny. You said, when did you say the Canada Day event dates would be announced? I missed that point.
The Canada Day week will be from Friday, June 25th to July 1st. And the lineup of events will be on social media and our website tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
Lots of great prizes. So hopefully everybody will come out and join in the festivities.
Yeah, definitely. So I know it seems like we've got quite an increase in, registration for our soccer, our Timbit soccer. We've got quite an increase in utilization of the community garden. From your committee perspective, do you think this stuff is driven by COVID and people will be in the town more this summer, or do you guys think there's some other reason for that? Is it just we're doing a better job promoting it, and we have better facilities right now, or any idea why we're seeing an increase like this?
I suspect all of the outdoor offerings are seeing an increased uptake because of COVID. I think being locked down, people have rediscovered the joy of being in the great outdoors. I know, personally speaking, I have. And when you are locked down for over a year, availing of activities that get you out in the fresh air and being active, and it's just good for your mind, your body, and your soul. So I think that the pandemic has played a huge part in this. Having said that, I wouldn't take away from the promotion of it. I know often, we start smallish. The community garden, for example, it did well from the very beginning, but I think also word of mouth, as well as the promotion, has gotten people looking at activities that can be productive. So they're growing vegetables or what have you in the garden and in a safe place. And it's just a positive offering by the town for people to avail of. And kudos to Steve and team, because they've had to be very creative to find activities that would be feasible in the pandemic environment, and then having to adapt those to social distancing and all those types of things. They've done a really great job. And so, I'm, of course, Marjorie finding funding for everything. It's just, it's a good team, and they're doing a wonderful job in providing activities for our residents.
Okay. Thank you for that, Councillor Ganny. Councillor King, you've got a planter box at the community garden, don't you?
Yes, I got 3.
You got 3. Oh boy. So you've been involved in the community garden since its inception, correct?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So
Yeah,
everything.
It's a great thing, especially for seniors, because where the boxes are at kind of waist high, you don't have to bend over a lot to do things there.
Okay.
Mm.
That's good.
So you have your watering there, and everything is right on the spot.
Okay.
And thanks to Steve and Marjorie. It's a great thing for the people here.
Okay.
Don't ask me if I have a box, because I have a brown thumb.
Your planter box is at Sobeys, is it?
I'm going to get Sadie to grow me some plants, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Any other comments on the recreation update? Okay. If not, is that it for you, Councillor Ganny?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to infrastructure and public works. So Councillor Mayette is going to deliver the update this evening in Councillor Joy's absence. So take it away, sir.
Okay, so the Country Path water main upgrades, the main line is installed. The contractor is waiting on the results from the chlorination of the water main before the service lines are connected. Contractor is planning to have service lines connected, road gravel, and paving completed by June 30th of this year. Soccer field upgrades. So the contractor is moving through the heavy civil portion of the contract with plans to have this portion of the project completed by the end of June. The third thing was PCA 500,000 gallon water tank. So Municipal Affairs has approved the PCA for innovative engineering. So Innovative are now working through the civil design process and the RFP for the new tank. Next thing, engineering has started on the emergency water chlorination system and pressure reducing valves for the water network, scheduled to be complete in the fall of 2021. Next item, engineering has started on the sewer system upgrades, new pumps for the waste treatment plant and the lift stations, scheduled to be completed in the fall of 2021. So I got quite a few things here finishing between the end of June and the fall in 2021. Next thing, pump test was recently completed. This week, the well camera inspections are being completed at the Centennial Ball Field wells. This process will provide the town with information on the wells with respect to their capacities, life expectancies, critical information required to further water system planning. Next item, Hazeldale water main upgrades to the intersection of the system will be completed by this week by the Public Works Department. Next item, 2021 ditching contract has been started in Healy's Cove by the contractor with multiple areas of the town to be ditched. Next item would be 2021 culvert replacement will commence during the summer. Kenny's Lane culvert replacement will commence after the closure of Holy Cross Elementary School for the summer. Maloney's Lane North Side Road culvert replacement will commence after the closure of Holy Cross Elementary School for the summer. The next thing in regards to the trail way over, I guess, towards the valley over where the trestle is, there's a piece there that's kind of being, I guess, dirt is being taken out from the side of the mountain, and there, it is in the same place as a T-railway. So we've got a response from the manager of Park Operations, Parks Division. So the response we got from him was, I will have staff from Butterpot going out to take additional pictures and measurements for us of the area. If he has encroached within the boundary of the Teal Railway Provincial Park, then we'll be requesting that the remedial action be completed and that all future permit requests from the proponent will be suspended and denied until such remedial action has been completed. We will assess based on the pictures and measures once we have received them. If the work has been completed outside of the 25-foot boundary, so it's 25 feet on either side of the center line of the trail, then we will not have jurisdiction and we'll have to rely on the town to provide commentary. So yeah, so like I said, that's the Tier Railway. I think what's it called? Timmy's Mountain, I think it's called. And there's a guy that has land on the other side, there by North Arm River. And I guess he's been going up with an excavator and taking some of the gravel from Timmy's Mountain, which I think he owns part of. But at the same time, it is causing a bit of a hazard there around the Tier Railway. So I just want to make sure that the provincial government's involved as well. The last item is, please be advised, water conservation order is in effect year-round in Holyrood. We put an emphasis on it during summer months. Will be posted on our website and social media channels on June 16th, which is tomorrow. And that's it for infrastructure and public works.
Thank you, sir. Any questions or comments on Councillor Myatt's update? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to make a couple comments.
Go ahead, sir.
As Councillor Myatt indicated on a couple projects there, one of the projects is the water main upgrade here in Country Path. I mean, that's a project that we put a lot of time and effort into. That project is going to be done, is going to be the main water line, the services to the homeowners there. Also, and that's going to be a full repavement of the road, the full width of the road, plus shoulder, plus ditching. That's a project that we as council decided to do and do it right. And when that section of road is done, everything will be done there. I think that's the way that these projects should be done. there was an Abida system put in here in Country Path a few years back, tree pods there, Abida pods, and it was only patchwork on the road, and the road has been rough there for the residents and the commuters in that area for a long time. And I think by paving the whole road and ditching and shouldering part of that project is the way that it should be done, and I think it's the right way forward. And also on the soccer field, as Councilor Maya indicated, I mean, the soccer field is there's a lot of work being done there. The contractor seems to be moving very full way ahead, I should say. And I think they're doing a great job there. I know there were some comments of people, you know what I mean, but, you know, of the closure during the summertime. But sometimes when we're applying for government funding and engineering and stuff, by the time it rolls out, sometimes it rolls out and is out of our hands when they get done, when the project gets done. But, you know what I mean, that area, that soccer field has been talked about in this town for several years, the drainage, and, you know what I mean, the kids go up there and we get a bit of rain, they can't go up there for 2-3 weeks after. They're using the festival grounds for the soccer program. So, you know what I mean, it's, you know what I mean, at the end, it'll be a great project that we'll see done in this town for our recreation infrastructure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, and just to add your point, or Deputy Mayor, on the, I guess, on the dates of work for the soccer field, we need to remember that there was a 10-week provincial election that happened over the winter and into the early spring. So all these documents sat on someone's desk in government while the province was in caretaker mode. So, you know, this project was supposed to start much earlier, but obviously got delayed. Some of the delay was caused by the election and the inability for government to approve the work fully once the engineering was done. But no, I agree. I took a run in by the soccer field this weekend. There's quite the work scope on the go there, so it's good to see. Hopefully, we'll have a nice location for kids to develop and run a great soccer program, and I think it'll be good for our town. Any other comments on Councillor Myatt's Public Works update?
I have a couple of comments. First, I'm thrilled that the soccer field is going to be completed this summer, and I know the timing is not what some people would have liked, but ultimately we will have a beautiful location for soccer and other activities. So I'm really pleased to see that coming to fruition. I had a question about the extension of the water line in Country Path. We talk a lot about providing water services throughout the town, and I know that a number of residents on Salmon Line have wondered when water will get to them. So, you know, we've had some discussions about how best to do that, given the large distances between residences and how that can affect the ability to extend water lines. Is the hope from, Councillor Maya, you may not be able to answer this, but is the hope that this extension of the water line and Country Path could ultimately lead to Salmon Line?
So I can probably take that one, Councillor Maya, if you want me to. So
Yeah, please.
The the expectation with the Country Path water line upgrade is they've already got a 2-inch line that goes most of the way in the road. Some of that line was basically put in the ground by the developer who is building the new properties on the far end of Country Path. The issue they ran into is those homes that are on the end of that current 2-inch service line right now, they have issues with pressure, and it's got to do with the long run of such a small piece of pipe. So, you know, the drive to start upgrading, the line on this side of Country Path was hopefully so we can alleviate some of the pressure concerns on the end. But with the main goal being is we all realize we need to get water service into Salmon Line. And you know, we got to start. Right now we're doing just over 500 meters, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 500 meters. We also was about 800 meters or a little over 1,000 meters on Salmon Line from the ball field in a good way. It's just before the first part of the river there, the first bridge. So, you know, we're progressing, trying to get water service into Salmon Line from both avenues that we have available to us. You know, we've got an appropriate sized line now, almost into the first bridge on Salmon Line itself, and we've also got an appropriate sized line pushed further in Country Path now, just to where the transmission lines, almost to where the transmission lines go across. So yes, Councillor Ganny, the ultimate goal is, you know, to better the service as we go along. But the ultimate goal, you know, of this council and our Public Works Committee to date anyway has been to try and get service into Salmon Line. Now, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but until you start this work, you're never going to get there. So probably a long-winded answer to your question, but
No, that's great. It's a lot of details.
Very passionate about this public work stuff. So
yes, it's important.
It's very important. Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? Councillor Mike, did you have a date in your update as to when that rep from Provincial Parks will be over to look at the side of the mountain that's excavated on the trailway?
Nope, he doesn't. He just says we'll assess based on the pictures and measurements once we have received them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I know we've been trying to figure out the correct contact within government. So it sounds like we've got that now. So hopefully we can start to bring some resolution, whatever that might be, to that area. Okay. So if there's no further comments, let's move on to business development and marketing. So Deputy Mayor, is this you this evening?
Yes, it is. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I'll give an update there for business development marketing. The committee met on June the 2nd. In attendance was Councillor Sadie King, CAO Gary Corbett, Director Marjorie Gibbons, and myself. There were 8 business applications discussed. 2 of these were existing businesses looking to expand or return for a seasonal business. 5 others were a new business. 1 withdrew their application at this time, but continued to work on their application. From the business development and marketing perspective, we provide recommendations to planning and development to ensure the applications are in compliance with the town regulations. We look forward to continuing working with these business people to achieve success. Small business is key to the well-being of the town and our department. We assist business development growth. Just reach out to us. We are continuing to work with 2 developers to secure a supermarket for the town. There are a number of discussions between the investors and the potential supermarket suppliers. These 2 large developments take time as there are numerous factors to be considered. The town remains hopeful and positive that we will be successful in acquiring a supermarket, and we continue to work with those who have reached out for our support. At this time, it would be a breach of confidentiality to identify the investors or the developers. Once the process unfolds and those involved are prepared to go to public, we will inform residents. We are also working with a development group who wants to build several professional buildings, office space in the town. Business Development and Marketing Committee is excited by the interest in the town by investors and developers, as we are taking the time to work with these people to make sure the business, the town, and its residents all can benefit from the increased economic activity. The Blue Oceans Industrial Park is coming together and the road work is continuing. One large section has been paved and the other sections are being prepared for asphalt. Once the roads are complete, the various businesses will begin to build. The Oceans Holyrood file continues to link Holyrood to partners in the ocean sector as we continue to work with the Marine Institute to keep Holyrood open as an option for research and development, training, and education. There is lots going on in the sector, and Holyrood is a part of that. You can go to the oceans, holyrood.ca, and see some of the innovative things that are happening. In reviewing our files, a huge part of what we do in business development and marketing is to work across other town departments with fellow council, colleagues, and tremendous staff. Funding for infrastructure projects such as the soccer field and for recreation programs such as our students program are part of work we do as a team. And then, of course, it's the follow-up, monitoring and reporting that has to take place to ensure compliance with the funding programs. We are very successful in our partnership with government and government agencies to bring money into the town to do major projects such as water, sewer, roads, and recreation. And that's why residents are seeing construction happening. Our construction season is short, and we must get the projects complete within the timelines committed to our funding partners. So that is why residents are seeing construction happening. Sometimes it causes some inconvenience, but stay patient. The results will be worth it, worth the short time pain. And that's all for the update for me, Mr. Mayor.
Sorry, I was on mute again. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Any questions or comments on the update from Business Development and Marketing this evening? Okay.
Mr. Mayor, before he moves on, just one point there I got to mention too. Also, just the trail master plan, as I indicated last meeting, there was over 300 people done the survey, and besides what went into the session. But just to let residents know, the consultants have a huge amount of information. They are preparing a draft document, and that's going to be due mid-July for review. So we'd like to say thank you to everyone that took part in that. So we can see that Trail Master Plan review from Mills and Wright around the middle of mid-July. So just for the information of our residents. Thank you.
So on that then, Deputy Mayor, what is the plan with that report? Is that going to go on our website, or is it, I hope it's going to be a public document, is it?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I guess when they get the report put together, they'll give it to council, and then we'll decide how we get that information out to our residents.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, no, the consultation on the Trail Master Plan, I was amazed by the number of respondents we had to the survey, and even the attendance at the sessions were quite good as well. And Mills and Wright did have a a specific session after the two public sessions just for council, so they could brief us on some of the points that were brought up, and it allowed us to ask specific questions. So it was good. I think this consultant definitely is going to have a good piece of work that the town can start building trails on. A lot of trails already exist. We just gotta identify and mark them and do a little bit of clearing, and you're good to go. Just a little looking for your thoughts here, Deputy Mayor. What's your feeling on the supermarket? I know, we're still in there's still some people at the table. What's you positive, semi-positive? What's your thoughts?
I think it's very positive. There is a lot of talks on the go between the developer. They're trying to get the development and find the piece of property is the thing. There's a lot of discussion. They haven't left. They're still in the loop. They're still contacting our department for on pieces of property, and the interest is there, and I think we'll get it. I think it's just time. We can only try to work with these developers and lead them in the right direction, and hopefully at the end of the day we'll get a supermarket. As we all know, supermarket in Holyrood is something that we desperately need, and we'd love to see. It'd be nice to see that we could announce it during this council, because this council has worked very hard with the developers and through our staff and our department. Has done a lot of work. So I'd like to. I think it's very positive. I think it takes time, and I think that we can get there, no doubt.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think a supermarket would be great. What's your thoughts, Councillor King? Supermarket good for the town, or what's your thoughts there?
Oh my God, I wish it was here now. Just
hear
wouldn't
ya.
have to be going down to see a long pond to get something to eat. But at this time, I just like, now that I've got a chance to speak here, I just like to throw a bouquet out to our staff. You know, we look around and we see a lot of work happening in the town right now. But this doesn't just happen. A lot of hard work has to go into this. Applications have to be sent in, but it's not just filling out an application. There's a lot of contact with government has to be done. And if we look at other towns, we're very fortunate with the amount of money that's coming into this town from government. And why is it coming? Because we got a staff who are truly, truly dedicated to what they're doing. So that's my comment on that.
Okay, well, you're a yes for the supermarket, right?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, sounds good. Any other comments or questions for Deputy Mayor on his update?
I just make a comment that it's really great to see all of this interest in business in our community, and you know, to echo Sadie, there's a lot of work done behind the scenes to elicit interest in our community and so on, and the team does a great job. From a supermarket perspective, my gosh, like I think that would be the icing on the cake, really. I probably would hardly ever have to leave the community, which would be lovely. So definitely that's something I hope we're able to achieve. And for the Trails Master Plan, I was really pleased to see such a fantastic turnout, both for the survey and the consultations. It just goes to show that people are invested in what's happening in our community and are interested to see how it develops. And as a hiker myself, I'm really excited that we're putting some effort into this. And I've been poking around a little bit in some of the trails that were identified, and you're right, Mayor, there are trails out there that I didn't know existed really, but some of them are in really good condition and just really would need to be marked. So I'm excited that we're getting this work going, and we'll have some hopefully some quick wins once we get the report back that we can get working on. That's it for me. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Ganny. Yeah, you know, the real trail enthusiasts, they don't want trails that are, you know, nicely packed road gravel and paved. They like the, you know, trekking through the forest, if you will. So, you know, we've got a lot of
Absolutely.
those. Yeah.
And not to say that we don't need, you know, well-groomed trails for people who may
Yep.
have mobility impairments, what have you, because those are important too. But, you know, you want to have something for everybody, really, if we can manage that. Those that like to beat through the bush, and other people who like the more groomed trails. So.
Yeah, agreed. And that's a good point, Councillor Ganny, on accessibility, because, you know, one of the trails that we identified as something that's going to be very, very accessible is the walking trail that's going to be surrounding the new soccer field.
Mm-hmm.
Won't be paved at this moment, but you know, the plan is, I think it'll be an acceptable, you know, surface for people with accessibility issues. So.
And not just accessibility issues or mobility issues, but even those people who want to push a stroller or that type of thing. It could be attractive to a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah, because let's be honest, you're not pushing a stroller up George Cove Mountain, are you?
I'm not.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's move on to public safety. Councillor Mayet.
Okay, two updates, and then we have a motion. So first update, I think in one of my previous meetings, I talked about that the fire department did a fire inspection on our town fire depot, our town depot, on April 27th. So there were a number of deficiencies that were identified. Specific corrective action was documented and dates to be completed. So things like needle walls and ceilings finished. There were holes in some walls, civic edges displayed, and aspenite used on walls and ceilings, which is not really a finished wall kind of material. So of course, what we're doing now is we're working on the quick wins first, and then working on the harder deficiencies later on. But I just want to give an update that we have completed some of those already. Some are completed, some are being worked on, as well as some are being scheduled to be completed. So I just wanted to let council know that we're moving forward and getting these deficiencies fixed as quickly as possible. The second thing, the fire department expansion. So one of the meetings we had there a few months back, there was money allotted for the fire department to have an expansion. So we were just waiting for the groundwork and stuff to be done. So as we know that Buckles has the groundwork ready for construction, cement should be in place this week. And then when that's done, Mugfords can start with the construction phase of the expansion. So we'll be seeing pretty well soon in the next coming weeks that the fire department will be getting its expansion. We'll be seeing that taking place. And we have a motion. So I'll go ahead and read that out. Be it resolved, the town of Holyrood submit an application to Crown Lands to acquire 1.57 acres of property off Liam Hickey Drive for the purpose of a training ground for the Holyrood Fire Department. This property will allow the fire department to complete training activities to improve the skill set of the firefighters and provide safe, reliable firefighting services to the town. These training grounds will enable our fire people to complete training activities within the town without traveling to other regions, causing them to be away from our community. The cost to the town for the application is $172. Once the application is approved and the land costed by Crown Lands, a further motion be required should the town want to continue to purchase stage. And so,
Thank you, sir. Could I have a seconder for that motion?
Deputy Mayor.
Seconded by the Deputy Mayor. Discussion. Councilor Mike, can you give us a little more, I guess, detail on kind of where this is? I know you said Liam Hickey Drive, but kind of where it is and an idea of what the fire department are looking to do with the land?
Yep. So basically, up where the old incinerator road is, we were looking at across the road from that used to be an old quarry.
Okay.
So in that general area. And what they want to do is they want to have a couple of sea cans as well as a tower there for climbing, also repelling from using the ladders and using ropes and stuff like that. So that's kind of what they're aiming for. And because right now, for them getting kind of training, they have to leave the community, unfortunately, right? So we want to try to keep them in the community. And keeping it in the community means more firefighters can avail of the training. Because usually when you go outside the community, you can send 2 or 3 firefighters, but you can't send everybody. But if we do have it within the community, more firefighters can take use of these this training. So I think it's a great win-win for the fire department as well as the residents of the town.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, I know we had a discussion at the last public safety meeting with acting Chief Woodford was there as well, and Evan thought it was a great idea and something that his team would get great results out of having that facility available for them to train on. So I think it'd be a great addition to the town. Right now we're just approving the motion to apply for the Crown Land, which is great. And I guess we'll work through, any potential cost factors associated with actually putting that facility there at a later date. So with that being said, if there's no more comments, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 And anybody against? Okay, motion is carried. Thank you, Councillor Mayette. I know I didn't give anybody an opportunity to comment or ask questions on Councillor Mayette's public safety update. Are there any comments or questions on the update? Okay, Councillor Mayette, are you able to give us a little flavor for how busy the fire department is, in the past month or a couple of months or weeks?
I don't have any stats, but I'm sure that there's residents in Holyrood have seen over the last few weeks that there's been a considerable amount of ambulances and fire trucks going around the community and stuff. But I could probably have stats for our next public meeting. Okay,
yeah, just curious if you had anything. I wasn't sure if you had them or not, but no, that's good. We also know, like I said, acting Fire Chief Woodford attended our last meeting, so it was good to hear some of Evan's ideas as well, and I think he's fitting in quite well. So that's good. So let's move on now to corporate services. Councillor King.
We have a bank book balance of $65,823.06. Now, everyone has a list of the accounts to be paid. So it comes to $239,525.19. So be it resolved that accounts as tabled in the amount of $239,525.19, DR 1851 to DR 1897 and check number 042132 to 042159 be approved for payment from the general account. So moved.
Moved by Councillor King. Can I have a seconder on this motion, please?
Councillor
Council
Gani.
Myatt.
Seconded by Councillor Gani. Discussion. Okay, has everyone had a chance to review the accounts?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, and everyone is happy with the expenditures that were in those accounts?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, if there's no other comments, we'll move to a vote on this motion. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Anybody against? Okay, motion's carried.
And we also have a donation, which is one we usually give every year. Be it resolved to donate $100 to Run the Rock. So moved.
Moved by Councillor King. Could I have a seconder?
Deputy Mayor.
Council Myatt.
Seconded by the Deputy Mayor. So Run the Rock is that a Navy fundraising event? Say, I forget what that is now.
Yes, it is done by the Navy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
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 And those against? Okay, motion is carried. So Councillor King and the Deputy Mayor, you both are serving on the Finance Committee. So obviously you two should be in the loop on the I guess the decrease in revenues we're expecting to see potentially next year for property and business tax. Be looking for some feedback from you guys over the next little bit as to how you think we can absorb that cost difference, or cut some areas just so we're not raising mill rates and stuff. I guess that'll be a decision of the next council, but I think this council has the ability right now to assess what we think the upcoming council will be faced with. So it'll be interesting to get your thoughts in the next few weeks on that. So moving along, the last one there is new business. So let's so first on the list, Councillor Gani.
Okay, thanks. For me, I think it's important, given that this is Recreation Month, that we recognize the work that happens within our town around recreation. Steve and his team, and indirectly, I guess Marjorie as well, for finding funding. They put a ton of effort into making sure there are recreational opportunities for all ages and all abilities, and they're really dedicated to making sure that we're optimizing all of our opportunities for providing recreation for our residents, and of course, other people outside the community avail of it as well. And I just wanted to thank them and the whole town staff for making recreation a part of the priority for the town to have those opportunities available, for the kids and so on in the summer, and for Easter and those types of things, and adults, and Squid Fest and Canada Day, and all of the festivals and the activities throughout the year. That comes with a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of creativity, and I just wanted to say thank you to them for that. So happy Recreation Month.
Thank you, Councillor Gani. I know the last recreation committee meeting, we definitely have tried to maximize Camp Ahoy to get the most number of participants in there. Recognizing that COVID is still putting restrictions on that. So definitely kudos to you guys and Steve for for coming up with multiple plans to make that camp a go this year and hopefully be successful.
I'm sure it will be. We're
Okay.
nothing if not flexible.
Yeah. Okay. Next on the list is Deputy Mayor. Deputy Mayor, you might be on mute. There you go.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I got a couple of points there. First of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who took part in the 2-hour toddy. As Councillor Danny indicated, the increase in people that participated in that this year. It's great to see, and I'd like to say thank you to everyone helping make our town a bit cleaner. Also, I'd like to say congratulations to our recreation team who do a lot of work, as Councillor Ganny said there a while ago. Congratulations to Steve and Kim and Roger for their contribution towards our recreation. Also, just for a point of information, I know we talked about the soccer field, and we also talked about a walking trail that's going to go around that. Also, part of that, just to let our residents know, part of that tender is also a washroom facility next to the soccer field, which will be a great addition, not only for the soccer field, but our playground is just on the other side of it. So a washroom facility with young kids, and when you're there spending some quality time in the recreation facilities, it's nice to have the washroom facility next to it. So that's a great asset, part of that tender. Also, children are coming out of school for the summer break, a summer which we hope will be a little more normal for them. And I want to congratulate them on their success in their class this year. I want to ask all of them to be careful. Enjoy your summer, but make sure you stay safe in every possible, and most of all, enjoy your holidays. And my last point, Mr. Mayor and Council, Father's Day is Sunday, and I want to wish all fathers a great day. As a son, I miss my father not every day, but every second of every day. It's not that he was an extraordinary man, but because he did what fathers are supposed to do, be there. It doesn't matter who my father was, it matters who I remember he was. And that helps me to be there for my own children. Sunday, I invite you to make a point to let your fathers know how much he is loved, create a memory you can hold on to. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. And and just to point on the point you brought up about the washroom facility at the soccer field, I know that was something that was mentioned quite a few times in the document we received on the consultation, or I think it was the online survey maybe for the Salmon Line playground facility, the whole recreation area there. So, it's good that we were able to address that in this current project. Next on my list is Councillor King.
Well, I'd like to also thank all the people who came out for the 2-hour tidy. It was a great job, great to see so much garbage picked up, because there's a lot of garbage around this time of the year, especially after the winter. But I'd like to encourage people, not just for the 2-hour tidy, but to continue to try and keep things clean in our town. There's still a lot of unkempt properties around. And I think we should be sending out letters to get these people on board with us and get their properties all tidied up and cleaned up, not just for tourists coming in, but for ourselves. We need to keep our town clean. And I'm also, now that we're going to get some trees up in the community gardens, I'm also looking forward to see some flowers around our town to bring some color for the summer as well. And I'm sure that's being taken care of. So thank you, everybody, once again for the 2-hour tidy. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Councillor King. Councillor Moyet.
No, as the Curtis Buckle Deputy Mayor Buckle, said, Sunday is Father's Day. So I just want to take this time to wish all the fathers out there a great Father's Day, and hope your family spoil you with lots of love and family activities. Also, I'd like to thank Bob Bauer for attending our public safety meeting last Friday and also the meeting this evening during recuperation period. It really means a lot for me anyway, for him to attend and for him to continue to give us the knowledge and experience that he has. Also, I want to thank Fire Chief Evan Wood for stepping up and filling the big boots of Bob Bauer and doing a great job as Fire Chief over the last month. So thank you, Evan, for that.
Is that it for you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think that's everyone on my list to jump around a bit here now, but anyway, yeah, just a few points myself as well. We participated in the 2-hour tidy. For anybody who's familiar with my house, basically from my house to where the pavement starts on O'Rourke's Road, we picked up 8 bags of garbage. That's probably only 200 meters long. And we were absolutely amazed with how much garbage was just in the trees. And to be honest with you, the road didn't look that dirty. We do have a bit of new construction on this road, so I think it's building materials blowing around and whatnot. But until you get out and actually start picking up the garbage around town, it gives you a really different perspective on how much of it is actually there. So, and like has been said tonight, don't just wait for the 2-hour tidy next year to keep our town clean and tidy. Let's take the initiative and do it on a regular basis. Do it when it needs to be done. Pick up a coffee cup when you see it. Like I think it was Councillor King said, let's do it. Let's continue to do this on a daily basis. So that's what we need to do. Also, a big, warm, and happy wish to all the fathers out there, especially my dad. I'd like to wish you all a happy Father's Day. Hope you get to spend it with your families, and I know I'll be looking forward to it for sure. So I think that just about brings our meeting to a close tonight. Any last minute comments or questions from any councillors? Okay, if none, the date of the next meeting is July 6th at 5:30. And could I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Moved by
Councillor
Deputy
Kenny.
Mayor.
We got to fight. I'm gonna give that one to Councillor King, I think. Can we have a seconder?
Thank
Deputy
you.
Mayor.
Seconded by the Deputy Mayor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye. All
Aye.
those against? Motion is carried. Okay, everyone. Thanks for attending the meeting tonight. Like we said, the next meeting is July 6th. Get out, enjoy the last bit of sunshine this evening. Supposed to be a little bit of rain tomorrow, I think, but the rest of the week looks pretty good. So enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe, and happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Have a good evening, everyone.
Happy Father's